Okay, now we're going to look at the actual assessment for 4.08. Now remember, you should have done the practice activities, opening up the work file here, answering the questions. Pay particular attention to the last one where you're writing complete sentences, okay? That is the most important part. And remember, you are able to check your answers. Look at those after you have completed the assessment, okay, or the practice. Now we're going to look at the actual assessment. This is a writing activity, and it looks a little overwhelming. It looks a little scary, lots of things to write, lots of complete sentences, but just take it step by step. So the scenario is you're going to imagine you're going to Madrid, España, which is Spain, of course, to study abroad. You're going to write complete sentences to address each of the following situations. Notice it says use vocabulary that you've learned this far and the modes of transportation that you just learned, okay? Make sure to use the appropriate verbs and verb forms to complete your sentence. Remember in 4.08, when we just looked at the lessons, you have some great examples there of how to follow basically of what we need to do. So let's look at number 1. It says you need to travel from Florida to Madrid. So by what means of transportation would you get there? Now you may just want to jump to by plane, but remember you need to have a verb to make it a complete sentence. So if you're traveling, you're going to say, I am going to go to this place by plane. So now you just have to figure out how to say that in Spanish. And again, remember, go back here and look, all right, for examples. Here we've got somebody going, Carlitos is going to Barcelona by plane. Now the only thing we need to change is because it's not Carlitos, we need to change that section there to the yo form of the verb ir. Instead of va, you're going to say the yo form, okay? So just go ahead and figure out your sentences based on what you've learned. Here we've got once you're in Madrid, you're going to go to Paris, and you want to get there as fast as you can by land, but you don't know how to drive European cars, so how would you get someplace by land, not by car, okay? What mode of transportation would you use? And again, take it step by step. I am going to Paris by, and then the mode of transportation. Put it in a complete sentence in Spanish. Now that you're in Paris, you're thirsty and you want to go to a cafe. There is one 3 blocks from where you are. So what would be the most logical way to get there? So you're going to say, I am going, the place that you're going to, and then the way you're going to get there, okay? Someone at the cafe tells you about an excellent cheap hotel on the other side of the city, so you're probably not going to walk now. You might want to, you can't drive, you're a visitor, so how might you get there? There's a couple different answers for this one of how you might get there, okay? Again, you're going to the place. You don't have to say cheap motel, you're just going to say I'm going to the hotel, and then the way that you're going to get there, the mode of transportation. The last one, again, it's a little complicated, multiple steps, so don't panic. You're going to create a dialogue similar to the ones you saw in the lesson. That is the key, in which you invite a friend to go somewhere with you. Your friend's going to decline and going to ask you to go somewhere else, and you're going to accept their suggestion. So make sure you have all of those parts to that question, okay? Again, in English, an example might be, I'm going to the park. Do you want to go to the park with me? Your friend might say, no, I want to go to the mall. And you're going to say, oh, okay. I want to go to the mall with you, for an example, okay? So you can have any combination. But again, notice this part right here, similar to the ones in the lesson. So make sure you go back to the lesson to see the examples.